The spring of 1962 smelled of smoke and polished wood, of men who believed they could control history. In a locked room at the Pentagon, a stack of papers sat like a loaded gun. On the top page, typed in precise letters, Operation Northwoods. A colonel leaned over the table. "We can create incidents," he said, his voice calm, almost bureaucratic. "Hijack planes, bomb ships, casualties, real or simulated. And when the country sees the smoke, they will demand action." We point to Cuba. War becomes inevitable. A young aide swallowed hard. And the people, our own citizens? "They won't know the difference," the colonel replied. "And if they do, that's the price of strategy." The plan moved up the chain. Signed, circulated, debated. And then, a single line of rejection. Kennedy. The president refused. Northwoods died on paper. But the shadow it cast remained. The proof that those in power once imagined sacrificing their own to justify war. Decades passed. The world moved on. Until a morning in September 2001, when the sky over New York City was impossibly blue. A roar, a flash, a tower shudders, then a second. People on the streets look up, mouths open, coffee cups trembling. Another plane strikes the Pentagon. Another crashes in Pennsylvania. Screams, sirens, smoke. Chaos becomes history. Eyewitnesses run. Phones ring. Firefighters climb stairwells they will never descend again. The nation reels. The story comes swiftly. 19 hijackers, Al-Qaeda, Osama bin Laden. Terrorists from abroad. The narrative fits. The villains are named. But for some, the echoes of Northwoods are impossible to ignore. Planes used as weapons? Northwoods proposed hijacked aircraft. Civilian deaths to provoke outrage? Northwoods suggested casualties staged or real. Enemies framed to justify intervention? Northwoods wrote it plainly. The parallels are haunting. A shocking event. A nation in fury. A declared enemy. Wars launched. Policies rewritten. Borders crossed. Power expanded. Imagine for a moment the conversations that could have happened behind closed doors, whispered in shadowed offices. "We need an event that will unite the country," a voice whispers. "It has to be undeniable, visible, shocking. Make them demand justice." In this speculative lens, the attacks unfold with precision. Skyscrapers, symbols of finance and power, crumble. The Pentagon, a symbol of military might, burns. The nation is stunned. And in the days that follow, war begins. Afghanistan first, Iraq next. Intelligence becomes justification. Fear becomes governance. Northwoods was planning. 9/11 was execution. The architecture is the same. Shock, blame, mobilization, war. The actors differ, the stakes differ, the documentation differs. But the echo of design cannot be ignored in imagination. Eyewitnesses speak of anomalies, explosions within towers, flights behaving strangely, warnings ignored. The pieces don't fit neatly, and the mind reaches for patterns. Connections between a blueprint from the past and a morning that changed the world. And so the question hangs in the air. Unanswerable, unsettling. If the unthinkable could once be written on paper, if a government could imagine sacrificing its own to justify war, could it not, in theory, happen again? The planes, the towers, the Pentagon, the chaos, mirrored in a blueprint that never left the file cabinet. A ghost from history, whispering across decades, daring us to imagine, daring us to ask. How thin is the line between plan and execution? Northwoods survives in the archives. 2001 survives in memory. And in that space between, we are left to wonder, what else has been imagined? And what else could the shadow of power make real?